All right. Hello, everyone. We are from Group 1, consisting of me, Willia, and my friends. There are Rindu, Alex, Dewey, and Philippos. And in this opportunity, we will discuss several things related to speech act, including its components and types. And also later, we'll discuss about the issues that occurred in speech act. Okay. So this is the things that we are going to talk. And before we jump any further, let's start with what is speech act. Speech act defined as the utterance based on speaker's aim or purpose and how it impacts the listener or their speech partner. And basically, it is the response that the speaker would like to obtain from their listeners. And actually, speech act theory was introduced by G.L. Austin, an Oxford philosopher, in 1975. And later, it developed by J.R. Shirley, an American philosopher. Austin takes three things into consideration as the components of utterances. The first one is locutionary acts, the second one is allocutionary acts, and then there's perlocutionary acts. And these three things will be discussed more with Philippus and Dwayne.
Okay, so I will explain the locutionary act. Locutionary act is the act to express an expressive meaning and meaningful utterance people make to communicate their needs, wants, and even to persuade others. Providing information, describing something, asking questions, and announcing a verdict could be included as locutionary acts. Also, locutionary acts can be divided into two types, utterance acts and propositional acts. Utterance act is the speech act that includes the use of verbal expressions, units like words, phrases, and sentence when anything is stated, even if it has no meaning. It is known as an utterance act. For example, it is raining outside. It only gives you information with no details or reference after that. On the other hand, propositional act is where a certain reference is made and provided a clear message. It will be continued by Dewey. Thank you.
Next, that will be explained by me. That is illocutionary act. Is a speech act which is used to say or inform something and usually used in carrying out an action. Austin distinguishes two things in this act, that is, constative and performative. The first is constative is about something true or false, depending on their correlation with the fact. Other wish, a performative is an action which deal with what is appropriate or inappropriate depending on whether or not the action is performed in question. So the last is about perlocutionary act. Is the act of growing effect or influence on the speech partner. For instance, the perlocutionary act of I will not be your friend. The impending loss of friendship is an illocutionary act, while the effect of intimidating the friend into complacency is a perlocutionary act. So I think that's enough from me. I'll give back to moderator. Thank you.
Thank you, Dewey. And next, we will discuss the types of speech act. So, Rindu, please.
Okay, thank you, Willia. Types of speech act. You'll divide speech act into 5 categories based on its general function: declarative, representative, expressive, directive, and commissive. First is declarative, intentionally to influence or cause change through its speech. For instance, saying a wedding vow. After it is said, it changed the situation and the status of the couple becoming husband and wife. Second is representative, are utterances that make the speaker bound in the fact expressed or confirm the speaker's belief. As an example, the utterance, "I am a good boy," is meant to make the speech partner believe in the speaker. Things such as statement, claim, belief, suggestion, reminder, assurance, agreement, prediction, complaint may be considered as a representative speech act. Third is expressive, an utterance to express the emotion and feeling of the speaker. For example, "I'm sorry for shouting at you," expresses the regret of speaker for making a mistake. Things such as thought, apology, greeting, condolences, forgiveness may be the form of expressive speech act. Fourth, directive, an utterance intended to make the listener do what the speaker said. For instance, "Can you close the door?" When it is said by the speaker, their speech partner would likely go and close the door. Comments, order, requests, and demands are considered as directive speech act. Fifth, commissive, an utterance that binds the speaker with a future action. As an example, "I will marry you after we graduate." It is obvious that the speaker is tied to a future action. Promise, pledges, threat, and etc. are considered as a part of the commissive speech act. I think that's from me. I'll give back to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Rindu. And last but not least, we will discuss about the issues that we found in Speech Act, which will be explained more by Alex Ahmed.
Okay, here I'm going to talk about issues of the Speech Act. It is simple for listeners as well as speakers to determine the intended meaning of utterances when they are made in their mother tongue. But when the circumstances are different, it can become challenging and causes Speech Act issues. Idiomatic terms and cultural expressions are aspects that may cause an issue. This may make it more difficult for someone to understand or realize the intended meaning. For instance, the statement "I couldn't agree with you more," which have meaning that the speaker strongly agrees with, their speech partner may be perceived differently and misinterpreted by a non-native speaker like Indonesian as the speech partner. No-native speaker may be interpret the utterance as if the speaker does not agree with them. These issues may occur because the Indonesian transferred the utterance into their mother tongue. "Aku tidak bisa setuju lagi dengan," which has a negative meaning. So I assume that's the only thing that I can deliver right now about Speech Act issues. So I give back to the moderator. Thank you.
All right, thank you guys for your explanation. So, in conclusion, the Speech Act is the utterances based on the speaker's purpose and the impact it has on the speaker. Oh, no, sorry, the listener or their speech partner. And Speech Act theory was initially introduced by G.L. Austin, an Oxford philosopher, in 1975 through How to Do Things with Words, and later developed by G.R. Shirley, an American philosopher. And also, Austin takes three things into considerations as the component of utterances or speech act. The first one is locutionary act, which can be divided into two types. The first one is utterance acts and propositional acts. And the second one is a locutionary act, and Austin also distinguished two things in this act, which is constitutive and performative. And last but not least, there is perlocutionary acts. And also there are 5 type of speech act according to you. The first one is declarative, representative, expressive, directive, and also commissive. And in addition, when using speech act, we need to be aware of the differences in cultural expression and idiomatic terms, which was talked by Alex before, and so that there will be no misunderstanding in the communication. So we must have the awareness in the differences, the cultural differences in speech act. So I think that's the things that we can discuss in this opportunity with you guys. And if you have like any questions or any further information that you would like to add, so please tell us more in, I don't know, maybe our WhatsApp group or Etling, or Siakan. And I think that's all from our group, and thank you so much for your time.